People, I just thought I'd take a quick break from the constant barrage of coronavirus information to just check in and see how you're going. Usually I do a written post, that's my comfort zone, as you all know, but I think sometimes when we are feeling socially isolated and a bit panicked because of what's going on in the world around us, the best thing to see is a friendly face. So I just wanted to quickly jump on and let you know what's happening in the coming weeks. I decided to give myself a break from thinking about this whole pandemic thing, that I was going to actually proceed with starting the podcast I've been thinking about starting for ages. Hopefully this will give me a break from the constant bad news stream, and hopefully it'll give you a bit of a break from thinking about the various different ways in which the sky is falling in 2020. Side note, I feel like the Mayans got the 2012 thing wrong, and so did all of the disaster movies. Clearly they were out by 8 years, and 2020 was the year that everyone was talking about. We will survive this, we will get through, but in the meantime we really have to look after our mental health, and we have to look after each other and stay connected the best way we can. But that's a tangent. This is why I write. So Unchurchable, the podcast, will be launching in the first week of April. I cannot wait to bring you some of the content that I've got coming up. The first interview, the first cab off the rank, is Shari Smith. She is one of the women behind Isa Rising, which is a Christian feminist network based in the United States, but of course reaching everywhere that the Facebooks or the Twitters do. She is actually going to be talking about, of course, Isa Rising, the network, but also the Last Days movement. And if you grew up evangelical like I did, this is something that you've probably been touched by or scared by even. I remember watching this movie when I was in Sunday school that really scared the heebie-jeebies out of me about the rapture and the tribulation. So she's talking about that. I can't wait to interview her. Next cab off the rank is Gretchen Baskerville. She wrote a book called The Life-Saving Divorce. Now, Gretchen has 20 years history of helping couples through what is perhaps one of the greatest taboos left in Christianity, that is that of divorce. So when I told her about Unchurchable, the podcast, and I told her that it's for people who are saying heck yes to faith and spirituality and Jesus, but heck no to church, she really resonated strongly with that and said, yes, there's so many people out there that feel the same way. So she's talking about the life-saving divorce, which is a really important topic, especially now at a time like coronavirus, where people actually may be self-isolating with abusive partners. So really interesting stuff to talk about with Gretchen. Following that, I've got Nathan oh God, Nathan, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Nathan from the Brave Network. He's an amazing guy who does some amazing work. Comes from country Victoria like me before moving up to the big city, and has really had to do some hard work in deconstructing sexuality, which is one of the big things, one of the big taboos with churches and with Christians. I can't wait to speak to Nathan. He's fantastic. And then the other interview that I just can't wait for is Kevin Garcia, where I actually think we might do a crossover episode. He just recently released a book called Bad Theology Kills. You have to go get it. It is amazing. As an editor in my other life, I've read a lot of first-time authors, and I haven't seen a style of penmanship that lends itself as well to paper as what Kevin's does. He is a true philosopher, a real gift to the progressive Christian movement, and I cannot wait to interview him and talk about some really cool stuff. But in the meantime, I think he's got some pretty sweet deals on his book at the moment, which has just gone live as an audiobook. Go buy it, but buy the audiobook, great, but buy the physical book, because as I was going through this, I was like, oh, writing that in the margins, you want to highlight, you want to write all over the place with this book. It's amazing. Bad Theology Kills raises so many hot topic issues for Christianity today, and for Christians, progressive Christians, mainstream Christians. If you're a Christian with a conscience, you need to read Kevin's book, and you need to read through the bits that make you uncomfortable. So they're the first 4 episodes coming up on Unchurchable, the podcast for people where faith, spirituality, and Jesus might be a hell yes, but church is a heck no. Anyway, that's what I've got coming up. That's what I'm doing to kind of lift myself up out of the coronavirus mire and panic that has undoubtedly touched a lot of us and will continue to do so. I just wanted to leave you with a quick little encouragement to check in with your people and do it via FaceTime. Sometimes we just need to see a friendly face and know we're not alone in this world. Text messages are great, Facebook's great, but sometimes what you need is this one-to-one interaction that shows you that even though you might be stuck in your house, stuck in your backyard, only allowed to leave the house to do kind of essential things like go to the pharmacy, the doctor, or the supermarket, that there's still people around you, still people who love you. So look after yourself, look after your mental health. Do understand that self-care is an important thing at a time like this. I will see you in the first week of April with Unchurchable, the podcast. Can't wait. Look after yourself.